Hi, this is Tynetta from Sting Beauty, and today I'll be showing you how I did these nude stiletto nails with a curve. So to start off, I went ahead and prepped my client's nail and removed any dead cuticle skin. I applied the nail tips and cut them into a stiletto shape. And then I also went ahead and shaped the tips with my nail file to get them as close to the finished product as possible. Doing this is going to help a lot with filing later on after we get the acrylic applied. So as you can see, I'm applying 3 beads of acrylic, and then after the 3 beads, if any more are needed, then I'll go ahead and add that as well. For the first bead, I apply that right where the tip meets the natural nail. And this client, she's growing her natural nails out, so I have the tips placed a little bit further down her nails than you usually would. Usually you would cut their nails all the way down, but since she's growing her nails out, I just put the tip on the end of her natural nail. So here we go, first bead over where the tip meets the natural nail. I let that flow down the nail, just controlling the sides, making sure the acrylic isn't spilling off the nail, and keeping my acrylic in the form of the shape that we already made. Making sure everything is even from side to side, making sure the acrylic is smooth. Once I got it all smooth and even, I'll go ahead and apply my second bead, which I applied to the middle of the nail, which is basically like right on top of where I put the first bead, but it just won't go completely as far down the nail as the other bead did. So I place that one and I'll brush that into place, and then I'm going to put one more bead at the cuticle, and I'll use the cuticle bead to finish building my apex. And I pretty much do the same thing as far as application on all of these nails. The only thing different with this set is I use some curved nail tips. Lately the trend with nails has been straight nail tips, so I haven't been using the curved tips in a few months, but my client actually liked them, especially with the stiletto look, and I like how it came out too. The only thing with the curved tips, you kind of got to make the acrylic a lot thicker. The structure of a straight nail tip is stronger. And let me explain. So basically when your nail is curved like that, it's just easier for it to break than a straight nail because it's already curved. So I don't know, you just have to apply the acrylic a lot thicker than I usually would to get the nails as strong as you need them. But I mean, I do kind of like the look of the curved nails, so I'll probably use them some more in the future. But as you can see, I put the first bead completely down the tip of the nail, second bead in the middle of the natural nail, and like I said, I'm blending this out, building up the thickness of the nail and keeping the acrylic in the shape of the form that we already did, or that I did. Brushing everything to make sure that the product is even and smooth. And now I'm going to put the last bead at the cuticle. The acrylic that I used for this set is Cover Pink by Young Nails. I do like this color, but the speed of this powder is very slow setting, and for me it's just a little bit too slow. It's still a good color, but you kind of got to play with the acrylic for a long time, and for me, I like to just lay it down and move on to the next bead. So I'm probably going to be looking into some new brands here soon. For a primer, I've been using the No Lift Nails primer, and this really helps with problem lifters. Sometimes I use Young Nails Protein Bond, but lately I've been having a lot of issues with lifting from my clients, so I switched some of my clients over to the No Lift Nails, and I've seen a great improvement. So for the most part, this is the one that I use now. And I'll put the No Lift Nails on one coat before I start applying the acrylic, and then right before I apply the acrylic to each nail, I apply my second coat so that the nail is still wet while I apply the acrylic. I'm not sure what the manufacturer says to do, but for me that works a little bit better, just because while the primer is drying, so is the acrylic, and the two tend to set better together when they're setting at the same time. So as you can see, I'm just filling in any gaps that I see here on the thumb and applying the acrylic the same way I did on the other fingers. And here's the acrylic freshly applied. Once I get all the acrylic applied on every nail, I'm going to go ahead and shape my nails. I'm using a 100 grit file to shape the nails. I just go from the right side to the left side, making sure that the point of the stiletto is right in the middle, making sure that it's as pointy as I need it, and making sure that there's no residue from the nail tips underneath the nail. You don't want your clients to have to leave with fresh nails and they have to pick stuff out from under their nails. That's just not good. As far as, you know, looking at you as a nail tech, you want to make sure your clients' nails are clean and ready to wear. So if you can see, I'm kind of flicking the file from underneath the nail lightly. It doesn't change the shape, but it just gets all that stuff out from underneath without having to flip her hand over. Another tip for filing: when you see me filing the sides of the nail, you can see how the black line in the middle of the nail file is facing directly up. So you want to make sure that you can see, whether it's black or blue or purple, the line in the middle of the nail file should always be facing directly up. The nail file is placed flat against whatever line it is that I'm trying to make with the file. The entire file is pressed flat against her nail. That's how you get straight lines, holding the file straight. And you could tell that by if you could see the black lines facing you directly, and then making sure that the entire side of the nail is pressed against the whole file while you're filing. Once I get the shape as precise as I need it, I'm going to go over the surface of the nails and smooth everything out and make sure everything is even. To do this, I'm using a carbide drill bit. This is a fine drill bit, and this is not a safety bit. A safety bit has a round edge, and it's called safety because it won't allow you to cut your clients. However, for me, I like to use the regular sharp edge just because, like right here, you can see it allows me to get close into the cuticle and smooth the product out. This is called sealing the cuticle. When you seal the cuticle, you are making the acrylic at the cuticle area as flush to the natural nail as possible without actually touching the natural nail. What this does is keeps anything like water or hair from getting under the nail, and it helps prevent a lot of lifting. So I'm smoothing over the surface, the entire surface of the nail, sealing the cuticle on every nail, and then I'm checking the sides to make sure that everything is even and there's no extra nail tip or anything hanging out on the side of the nail. So right here I'm just fixing the sides. This part is very easy once you get used to laying your acrylic smooth, and you want to lay your acrylic as close to finish as possible, meaning don't pile on a bunch of extra acrylic, because in the end all you're going to do is file it off anyway. So if you can get your acrylic application down, filing and finishing the nails is pretty quick process. Once I finish smoothing the nails out with my carbide bit, I'm going to take a fine buffing block and just go over all the nails to get out any of the scratches that the drill bit might have left, and this further smooths out the surface of the nail plate to get it ready for the top coat. Once I finish buffing the nails, I'm going to remove all the dust and have my client to rinse the remaining dust off her hands. Here I'm going to be adding 2 crystal designs, one on each hand, and starting off, I'm going to apply my super sticky jewelry gel. You can get that from stingbeauty.com. This jewelry gel is very good. You want to make sure that you have enough to cover the sides of your stones, but not too much because it will flood over on top of the stones. But all of my clients that I've tried this with, none of them have any stones missing when they come back 3 or 4 or 5 weeks later. Even these little beads will stay on. But with the beads, once I cure them, I do go over them with the top coat. For one, to keep the color from fading, and for two, just because these beads are hard to keep on. Here you see me taking extra jewelry gel and going on the sides of the taller shapes, just to make sure that the sides are covered. I'm not going on top of the gems, but just on the sides, and on the side of this big gold charm too, so it won't be snatched off her nail when she's getting dressed or something like that. So I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite hand using my super sticky jewelry gel. This will be launching within the next few weeks. So yes, stingbeauty.com. Make sure you check that out. And I'm doing the exact same design on the opposite hand. So yeah, pretty much this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about any processes or any products that I use, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. And thanks for watching.